Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going deep on marketing communication tools. The stuff that helps brands get their message across and stick.
It's a whole toolkit, really. And we'll be covering a lot of ground, things like integrated marketing communication, or IMC as it's known. And then, of course, you've got social media marketing.
Right, and we can't forget about the power of partners. So we'll dig into partner relationship management as well.
And, PR, it still matters. Public relations, we'll be looking at that too.
It's going to be a good one. Ever wonder how some brands just seem to nail it? How they connect with their audience in such a meaningful way? Well, it's more than just luck.
Definitely not. It's a strategic blend of tools and techniques, and that's what we're going to unpack today.
Exactly. So, first up, IMC. Integrated marketing communication. It sounds kind of jargony, but basically it's the art of making sure all your marketing efforts are singing from the same hymn sheet.
Yeah, it's about creating a consistent brand experience across all channels. Like, imagine you're reading a company's website and you get this really professional vibe, but then you go to their social media and it's all like memes and slang.
It would be jarring. Totally off-putting, right?
Exactly. IMC is about making sure everything aligns so the customer gets the same message, the same feeling, no matter where they interact with your brand.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do you actually, do that? Put it into practice?
Well, a good starting point is to think about your brand story. What's the core message you want to communicate? And then how can you weave that story across all your channels? It could be your website, your social media posts, your email marketing, even your packaging.
I see. So everything becomes part of that bigger narrative. It's almost like different instruments in an orchestra, right?
Yeah, I like that. IMC is like the conductor, making sure all the instruments are playing in harmony.
And that harmony leads to a better customer experience.
Exactly. A seamless experience that builds trust and loyalty. And speaking of building trust and loyalty, that takes us to social media marketing.
Ah, yes, the wild west of marketing. But seriously, social media is such a powerful tool for connecting with your audience directly.
It's incredible, right? You can build a community around your brand, engage with customers in real time, and get instant feedback.
But I imagine it can also be a bit of a minefield. Where do you even begin?
Well, the first thing is to understand your audience. Who are they? Where do they hang out online? What kind of content do they respond to? Once you know that, you can start to create content that's tailored to their interests and needs.
Right, because it's not just about posting randomly hoping something sticks.
Exactly. It's about strategy planning and a deep understanding of your target market.
So once you have a strategy, what are some of the best tools for managing all these different platforms? Because, you've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's a lot to juggle.
Oh, for sure. There are some great social media management tools out there that can really streamline your efforts. Things like Hootsuite, Buffer, Sprout Social, and HubSpot. They let you schedule posts in advance, track your performance, and even manage multiple accounts from one dashboard.
Oh, wow. So you can see what's working, what's not, and adjust your strategy accordingly. That's super helpful. But, sometimes I get lost in all those metrics. Likes, shares, comments, reach, engagement. It's a lot to keep track of. How do you know which ones actually matter?
Right. That's where analytics come in. It's not just about collecting data. It's about understanding what that data tells you about your audience and using it to make smarter decisions. So you're right. Likes and followers are great for the ego, but they don't always translate to business results. What you really want to look at are things like engagement rate, click-through rates, conversion rates. Are people clicking on your links? Are they signing up for your email list? Are they actually buying your product?
Those are the things that really move the needle.
Yeah.
So you're essentially using data to constantly refine your social media strategy.
Precisely. It's an iterative process, You test, you learn, you adjust.
And the beauty of social media is that it allows you to do all of that in real time. It's pretty amazing. So we've talked about getting your message out there, creating a consistent brand experience, and engaging with your audience on social media. But what about leveraging the power of other brands?
That's where partner relationship management comes in.
And that's all about building mutually beneficial relationships with other businesses.
Absolutely. It's about finding brands that align with your values, share a similar target audience, and can help you reach new customers or strengthen your existing relationships.
So it's like teamwork, but in the business world.
You got it. And just like in any good team, communication is key. That's where tools like Salesforce with its customer relationship management platform or CRM can be incredibly helpful. Salesforce can help you keep track of your partners, manage communication, track progress on joint projects, and even measure the success of your collaborations.
I see. So it's about streamlining the process and making sure everyone's on the same page. Because I imagine things can get pretty complicated when you're working with multiple partners.
For sure. But the benefits can be huge. Think about a brand you love. Chances are they've collaborated with other brands to create something special, whether it's a limited edition product, a co-branded event, or just a cross-promotion on social media.
Yeah, like that recent collab
Yeah.
between, what was it, a clothing brand and a tech company. They created this really cool line of smart clothing that sold out in like minutes.
Exactly. That's the power of partnerships. They can create a buzz, expand your reach, and give your brand a fresh perspective. But, it has to be authentic. The partnership has to make sense for both brands and resonate with their shared audience.
That makes sense. It can't just be a random mashup. It has to feel genuine. Speaking of genuine, let's talk about PR, public relations. It's a term that gets thrown around a lot. But what does it actually mean in the context of marketing communication?
Well, at its core, PR is about managing your brand's reputation. It's about building relationships with the media, influencers, and the public, and using those relationships to tell your brand story in a positive light.
So it's about shaping the narrative.
Exactly. It's about proactively getting your message out there, responding to crises, and building trust with your stakeholders. Because, let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. There will be times when your brand faces negative publicity, whether it's a product recall, a customer complaint, or even just a social media gaffe. And that's when PR becomes even more critical.
This is about damage control, right?
It can be, but it's also about being transparent and accountable. It's about taking ownership of your mistakes and showing your audience that you're committed to doing better.
I remember that whole thing with who was a company, Johnson and Johnson. They had that product recall a few years back, and I thought they handled it really well.
Exactly. They were upfront about the problem, they communicated clearly with the public, and they took steps to rectify the situation. And ultimately, they've protected their brand reputation by being honest and taking responsibility.
It's a good reminder that transparency and authenticity are crucial, especially when things go wrong. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from the big picture of IMC to the nitty-gritty of social media, the power of partners, and the importance of PR. It's clear that marketing communication is a multifaceted field that requires a strategic and integrated approach.
And now that you have a deeper understanding of these tools, I encourage you to pay attention to how brands are using them. You'll start to see marketing messages in a whole new light.
You'll start to notice the strategy behind the campaigns, the thought that goes into crafting those messages, and the way brands are using these tools to connect with you on a deeper level.
It's all about making those connections.
Absolutely. And whether you're building your own personal brand or leading a marketing team, these principles can help you achieve your goals. That's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for joining us.